Welcome to day 4 of the High Noon Hard Seltzer Beating the Buzzer recap via the Barstool Bench Mob. The Sweet 16 is set, and we're here to break it all down for you. Jake Marsh, Marty Mush, Rico Bosco back at it here in Chicago. And guys, yesterday there was the hoopla over the Cinderella and Oral Roberts. Today was a lot more chalk, except for one upset.
We said it.
Sucky day.
Saturday, Monday is chalk.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon took down Iowa, and by seed, USC took down Kansas. But aside from that, every other high seed won. I wouldn't say USC was an upset. They were favored, right?
No, they were favored.
Yeah, but the Iowa-Oregon game to start off, we can start there. It sucks for our guys, Garza and Bohannon. Iowa could not play defense
I talked to Garza today.
What did he say?
He's upset.
And who?
You know, it was a very nice text message. He said,
He's upset at me?
He said, "Love, bro, I really appreciate you and the support for me this year." It's a great guy.
He was emotional.
Nice
It's tough for them. They put everything into it.
Well, that's what
they
it
also
is.
never really got. They're gonna look back and like we said it, like we joked around with them, but those big wins, nobody's there. You know, like so it sucks. When you win it all, it's worth it. When you lose, it's not worth it. It just sucks even more.
And it's interesting because Oregon, they had a bye pretty much in the first rounds. He didn't know if they would be it's the rest versus rust thing.
I thought it was gonna be rust, but yeah, they had fresh legs and they were fucking jumping
From the
out
start.
of the gym.
We watched
56
that
in the
game.
first half.
We watched that game today. Andy Katz had a good little nugget. He said that normally you're up preparing until 3, 4 in the morning. That game got canceled. They immediately started going to Iowa.
They went to practice that night.
Yeah, right to
You
Iowa.
like Andy Katz?
Yeah, I like Andy Katz.
Me too. I got a picture with him at the 2015 Sweet 16.
What's with you taking pictures with everybody?
I have an album in my phone, Sports Media,
There you go.
from college.
So you don't
what
like
I
Andy
fucking
Katz?
deal with.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Why do you like Andy Katz?
I just like, there's nothing against Andy Katz. I just don't care. Like, I'm not like, oh.
Well,
Andy
I'll
Katz
tell- I'll-
is
I
just-
will
He's either
say
very
this.
pro or very anti-sports media people,
It's
and I'm always
good.
pro.
It's good that they put him on that broadcast because Barkley hasn't watched the fucking dribble of college basketball. A fucking dribble of college basketball. Kenny Smith's still pretty good. I feel like he's got college-age kids. Barkley hasn't watched the fucking dribble. Ernie Johnson's obviously the pivot man. He's just hosting. But it's good that they had Andy Katz on.
Yeah. Elsewhere in the West region, Oregon does have a date with USC, who probably had the most impressive performance today because they smoked Kansas from the start.
You know who stinks? Jalen Wilson. He had no points.
He landed today.
He hasn't been good all season.
Fair.
He had 2 points. He had 2 points.
If we, I know people give me like, oh, like hindsight 2020. If we literally listened to everything that we said and wrote it all down, we would have had Kansas doesn't have a go-to guy. Jalen Wilson isn't that good. The Big 10 and Big 12 play too many teams.
Well, no,
Too
Big 12.
tough.
We were high on, and they're still high. But they still have like Baylor. They just have
Baylor.
Baylor.
Look,
That's it.
it's just Baylor. The Pac-12 has 1/4 of the Sweet 16.
It's crazy. And then the top half of the West region, Creighton beats Ohio. Favorable draw, but they take advantage, and they're in the Sweet 16, and then Gonzaga takes care of business against Oklahoma. So still,
Gonzaga has the fucking easiest draw, man.
I think their
think
Elite
they
8
have
game
tough
is
as
going to
Elite
be...
8, Elite 8 game is going to be a war.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck
Either
they
USC
get.
or
USC
Oregon.
or Oregon.
I hope it's USC.
I think it
I
will
have a
be.
lot of futures on USC. I'm very worried now that it's a conference game with Oregon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a
I'm worried
future
about
on Florida State.
My 4 futures, I told Jake today.
Yeah.
The 4 futures on the Barstool Sportsbook app, they're boosted to $100 wagers. So they're 25. I put them on USC, Alabama.
USC was just to win the region, right?
I had that on my own. USC, Alabama, Arkansas, and Houston. I'm sorry, and Florida State to win the whole thing. I also have Houston on my own as well. So, yeah. doing
Not
all right.
bad.
Way to suck your own dick there for fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, so Gonzaga,
I thought you had like
Creighton-
a point, like a pro, like it was just you sucking your own dick.
Yeah. Gonzaga.
I got the future eyes. I got the
That's exactly
future
what it
eyes.
was.
Yeah,
So
Jesus.
Gonzaga, Creighton, Oregon, USC, and we'll preview that on our podcast coming out on Thursday. Let's move down to the East region, which also took place today. Michigan, tight game down the stretch against LSU, but Hunter Dickinson and company pull away down.
They did. I got to give them credit. I thought LSU was going to give them way more fits. They don't play any defense. It proved true tonight. Michigan did what they needed to do. Tough
Hunter
one.
Dickinson's a problem.
He's a problem. Tough
a huge
one with
problem.
Florida State.
He's on a mission because
Tough
you've
one.
been saying it. People counted them out.
Count them
after
out.
they
He's
lost
putting them on their back
Livers.
a little bit. Their guards are shooting pretty
Yeah.
well. I'm telling you, Michigan. I think they're going to beat Florida State.
Well, next for the Wolverines is Florida State, and that's going to be a huge test for Hunter and company because Florida State has the size and athleticism. It's but it's different than the Big Ten. I'd
Colorado,
say.
like the Colorado game with Florida State was like slow, and Colorado didn't play well, and that's like, I don't know. Florida State's been like not so explosive this year. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then you had 2 blowouts in the bottom half of the East. UCLA beats the Darling and Abilene Christian, and then Alabama smokes Maryland.
Abilene Christian is terrible. I don't know how Texas
sucks.
Texas lost.
They look so bad. They're so small.
And North Texas look like dog shit too. So Purdue and Texas, I'd be watching those games tonight. Like, what the
North
fuck?
Texas, like, they looked kind of good. Like, Abilene Christian didn't look good against Texas either.
Right, it was like a 53-52 game,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that just
First
can't
round.
happen.
Yeah, so they went on the scoring drought and they were never in that game. So you'll have Michigan, Florida State, which is the only chalk game, I tweeted this, in the whole Sweet 16 of the tournament. The
Right.
1-4, 3-2, everything else is chaos. And then 11 UCLA and 2 Alabama.
I think it's a great Sweet 16.
It could be anyone playing. We would say that, but no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying positively.
No, that's when you know you're fucking.
I'm not coming at you.
No, you did. You're like, hey man.
If it was Oral Roberts against Colgate, I would still be equally as excited.
You got a favorite? We'll go through it. That's why I get his point.
No,
he's
I
right,
know.
though.
That's what I was about to say.
You could put 16 Division III teams
Right,
in
and
here.
if it's
I'd
the Sweet
watch.
16
It
of
doesn't
the
matter.
tournament, we're excited.
You got a favorite in Baylor versus a Fortune 500 company. Cinderella story versus
Muscles.
kind of like a guy still proving his way in Musselman.
Yeah.
Loyola Chicago, the Holy Rollers, Cinderella story.
Against the second hottest team.
She's
Yeah.
gonna charge like $350.
Kind of a Cinderella story. Jimmer Fredette Fields with Buddy against a grinded out team like Houston. Cinderella UCLA, who's
Not a Cinderella.
Well, yeah, they 11 seed.
Yeah.
The story program against an up and coming coach, Nate Oates. Michigan, Florida State is just a war.
Yeah.
Conference game, USC, Oregon. Creighton, Gonzaga. I think the worst game is Creighton, Gonzaga.
Loyola, Oregon State.
You know what I'm worried about?
But you've been dismissing Creighton each game, and you keep
Yeah.
getting shit down your
You gonna
throat.
let me finish? I'm worried about Creighton beating Gonzaga.
No, really?
Getting 14 points.
Okay, the spread. You don't think they can lose that game, right?
I'm starting to worry about Creighton.
Gonzaga's
worry
looked
about
flawless in the
They
first
played
two games.
dog shit teams.
Oklahoma's a good
anybody-
team.
Oklahoma's not a good team, Jake.
I can pull something from the
think-
podcast over the course of your
They
week.
were missing their
Yeah,
second
but
team.
no, but
They're
they
missing their
all
second best
the
player.
second
Yeah,
half of
Harmon.
the season, they like the recent seed, but them like the past
Yeah.
month, they've been really
Well, look
bad.
who Creighton
did you
beat.
say,
Look who
though?
Creighton beat. Santa Barbara in Ohio.
No, I understand. I understand that. They didn't beat anybody either. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Didn't you say when you
Oklahoma's
go against me, it's always a victory lap? So maybe it's full sting. I got my win with Virginia Tech.
and that was like
I
not
got my
really
thing
against
with
them.
Ohio State, which really wasn't that big a deal. But the big one since November has been Creighton.
Ooh, what did Ohio State do to you?
They big timed us too. But Creighton
We
is the
put in a request
biggest
for the
big time.
podcast, and they didn't.
Creighton
Ohio
is the
State and
biggest
Creighton.
big time.
They said no.
They said no, they'll never. do
Yeah, I
it.
had
Two
like a
schools.
big conversation with the guy, and I kept being like, I kept name dropping. I was like, hey, Luka Garza, Uncle Dickinson, fucking
Try to grease
John
them.
Rothstein. I was greasing him up, and he kept being like, we politely decline. Now they might fucking get to the Final Four. Just nagging on me.
I don't know about
And there's a lot of mean Creighton tweets too. Like they lost the game in the middle of January, and I was like, oh, real shame, fucking Creighton loses. Like, this is a hold your nuts Gonzaga game. I'm very worried about
Well, the opening weekend is in the books. It's been a grind, but we are so excited to continue our tournament coverage. Now shifting our focus to the Sweet 16. We have a new podcast that's out today. We'll have a Sweet 16 preview out Thursday, and then after the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, we'll have another show too. And that'll do it for our final High Noon Hard Seltzer, beating the buzzer. High Noon Hard Seltzer, just 100 calories, gluten-free, no added sugar, real vodka, real juice, for real fans just like us. Hashtag Nooners. Have a great rest of the week, everybody, and we will see you for the Sweet 16.
Peace.